Hi everyone.
Hello.
Right, so it's the last part of volume 1. So tomorrow's video will be part 1 of volume 2.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can't. She's so aggravating to me. I'm gonna try and keep my ranting down to a minimum. Can't guarantee anything. She just sets it off for me. I can't.
She is the reason I understand the word triggering. She is my triggering.
She is the triggering.
Yeah.
With 2 capital T's. I just like. For me, right, watching the trial, and even when I was watching bits of it live, essentially it helped me understand why there's this entire movement with young men, sometimes not as young, but with men in general, where they are giving up on relationships.
Oh yeah, it's becoming quite a trend these days.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
But like watching her, it's like, well, why would you want to be in a relationship when your partner could do this to you?
Yeah.
And you thought that you were in love, and she beat you up. She verbally, physically, and mentally abused you. She financially not ruined, but like she took advantage of your generosity. Why would you want to be in a relationship when that could happen?
Yeah.
And it's just really sad. And I think more specifically with this stuff, like, you have to look at it this way. She's already met with Johnny, like, in that hotel room or whatever. No, wait. I think it was even, ECB. She met, I think it was ECB. It was either ECB or Sweetser. And apparently they also met in Chicago or somewhere. They met, like, whilst he was on tour because she insisted.
Wasn't that San Francisco?
Yes, you're quite right. It's like she's already met him, like, during this time. And I mean, she already knows that she's basically threatened him. Like, go tell them.
Yeah.
Tell the world, Johnny. Tell them that you, Johnny Depp, I, a man, am a victim of domestic violence too. Like, she's already threatened that.
Oh yeah. She's goating, and she knows. She knew at that point that she basically could get away with it, but
yeah.
Finally, the tables turned on her.
And I mean, also, it's kind of the knock-on effect as well. Like,
yeah,
she has no career. She doesn't have anything.
No.
I mean, it would not surprise me if Child Protective Services are constantly in contact because they've heard what she's like. They've heard the audio. They didn't hear it from other people. They heard the audio.
Yeah.
And that actually wouldn't surprise me as to why she fled to Spain.
That also doesn't need to be the audio. I mean, if if anything she described of her how she is now, if anything of that would be true, she wouldn't be able to have a kid.
Well, she wouldn't be allowed to keep her kid.
Exactly.
The child in question would most likely go to a guardian, or just, to the child's father, which I believe is Elon Musk, but I'm not sure. Anyway, back onto this. Let's watch the shit show that is Amber Turtle Do.
I just have to clarify. I'm not coaching her. I'm just letting her know what the privilege is, so that she knows what the privilege is. She's not a lawyer. She needs to be aware of what the privilege is so she doesn't waive it. That's all.
Did you ever become aware that a letter had been sent to Johnny's entertainment lawyer, Jake Bloom?
Same objection. And this is the third time you've asked the same question. And she's answered it twice, so I'm instructing you don't answer.
Did you ever develop a concern that Johnny would be informed that you were attempting to ask him for money?
Vague and ambiguous. Unintelligible.
I didn't understand that question.
As of May 24th, were you aware that your lawyer had had made a demand of Johnny for money?
No.
Wait,
Stop answering for
I
her.
just want you to be aware that they're asking you privileged information, so you can't
okay.
waive the privilege.
I'd also interject.
No, she can. Stop testifying for her, you piece of trash. Stop testifying for her. This is the problem. This pleb here, and I'm just gonna refer him to pleb lawyer or just pleb.
Yeah.
Right? He reminds me so much of Rottenborn, just of how overly protective he is. Like, unprofessional level.
Yeah.
Like, she can waive the privilege.
Yeah.
She can. It's her choice.
Yeah.
Like, saying that she can't, it's just, testifying for it is completely inappropriate. And also, I believe, illegal.
Hmm.
You're not allowed to. You're there to give advice. It's like, you're not doing that.
Nope.
Also, with the letter that Amber's lawyers sent to Johnny's lawyers,
Yeah.
demanding money, she knows all about it because she spoke to Johnny about it.
Yeah.
When he was asking her,
Yeah.
he was asking her various different things. And she knew. She said that it's not her, it's the lawyers. She's not the one that's doing it. Well, she's entitled to it. Like, she knows full well what Blair is asking her about. But Plebby McPlebison here is just completely not. He's just being a pleb.
Yeah.
Jack assumes facts, not an evidence, lacks foundation.
Were you aware of what, if anything, you had asked for in filing your dissolution on Monday, May 23rd?
If you learn from communications of counsel, it's privileged and don't answer.
How else would I learn that information? How else would I learn that information?
Ms. Heard, you've testified that you were aware that you filed for
Some
dissolution.
fucking
Is that
little
correct?
puncher.
Hmm.
Yes.
Did you know what that was?
Well, that's a complicated question because I don't.
It's not. Just say yes or no.
Yeah.
And if you are unclear, just say, I think I do, I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah.
Done. It's not a complicated question. It's whether or not you know what they're asking you. It's not hard. It's really not hard.
I'm not a lawyer and I don't know the law at all. And I still to this day ask questions surrounding the terminology in all of these court proceedings. So if you ask me if I knew what it was, vaguely, but I don't know every detail of what that entails.
Did you read the petition for dissolution before you placed your signature on it?
Can you repeat what document you're referring to?
The papers that were filed in court on Monday, to which you previously referred to as understanding were dissolution papers.
And you're asking me what?
Did you sign those papers before they were filed in court?
Yes, I believe I signed them.
Okay.
So then you
And
should know
say
what
you
it
believe
is.
them, you signed them. Do you remember signing them?
There have been a lot of documents that I've signed throughout this process.
Okay. If you signed them, Ms. Heard, did you read what the contents of the document you were signing before you signed it?
Specifically referring to the dissolution?
Yes.
I don't know, it was a very It was a very, very stressful day, and it was emotionally.
No one gives a shit about how emotionally charged it was, especially your ex-husband's lawyers. They don't give a flying fucking hoot. Answer the question. Stop pussyfooting around. You're not talking to your lawyers. You're not talking to your friends. Answer the fucking question. Jesus.
Unresponsive.
Yeah. Oh, it'd be funny if Blair says that, and then Plebby McPlebison over there, it's like, he was responsive, no, to you, because you felt a little tiny micro bump in your panties. You dick.
A traumatic day, and it followed even more traumatic few days prior, and it was extremely
Traumatic?
It was an extremely traumatic and emotional day. I don't remember every detail of every word I read and every piece of paper I read. It was one of the worst and most difficult days of my life.
Well, then you say, I believe I did, but a lot happened that day. There was a lot of things happening around that time, but I believe I did read it, otherwise I would not have signed it. She doesn't want to answer the fucking question because she knows in that there's most likely stipulations and the conditions and the terms that she wanted. So she would have known, outside of information delivered by counsel, she would have known what her demands were of Johnny.
Yeah.
We'll just ignore the fact that she put it in text. We'll just ignore that. Hopefully Blair does not.
Non-responsive, motion to strike, everything after Ms. Heard answered yes.
And I object to that. I believe it was.
Yeah.
Do you recognize?
It wasn't! What are you on about? There was a lot of emotion. It was emotion and traumatic and very traumatic. It was stressful. How many more fucking words do you want to describe that it was a hard day? Oh. I can only hope that she snorts a line of something or drinks some of her happy juice and she just becomes somewhat human.
I realized one thing.
What?
She has two asses.
What, one on her face and one on her flat behind?
Yeah, one that leaves things in bed and other one spews out shit when you just need to say yes.
I mean, her face is as flat as her arse, so... So, like, she's literally like a plank of wood. She's dead inside like one as well, so...
No, the wood is more lively.
Oh, yeah. True.
Is what will be marked as Respondents F.
She's just reading. Anything interesting? No. You can take as much time as you want, Anne, but it's not going to change the fact.
Hey, she's like, oh, that's an A. I know A.
My first name begins with an A.
Oh, that's a Q. That's my second letter.
Have you had a chance to review those documents?
Yes.
Do you recognize your signature on those documents?
I thought you just reviewed it. You just reviewed
Did you
it.
sign those documents, Ms. Heard?
Yes, I did.
Did you read those documents before you signed those documents?
I can't recall if I read every word.
That's not what she asked. She asked if you read those documents. What? Amber's manipulation is really testing my limited patience with this bitch. Really testing it. Because she's making these subtle changes. And then I bet you anything, she sticks with the every word rather than documents.
Yeah.
Because who answers with, I don't recall if I read every word.
Yeah.
Unless they're trying to get out of whatever is in that document.
Yeah.
You could literally just say, I probably did read it. However, I can't remember.
Yeah.
Done. Like, it's not rocket science. I really do wonder, like, how the fuck did she date Elon Musk? Is he, like, an idiot? Well, I'm just wondering, like, what type of conversations did they have?
Well,
This is what I'm wondering. Like, what conversations has she had with her partners? She seems dead inside. And it seems so obvious.
Elon Musk was like, "Oh, I needed a stick," and she was like, "Oh, I'm a stick."
Look at me. You know what Amber reminds me of? Well, who she reminds me of? Meghan Markle.
Oh God. Oh.
If you don't know who Meghan Markle is, I'm sure you do. She's fucking annoying. She, her and her husband, Prince Harry, said that the UK was racist, the British public was racist because they didn't welcome Meghan as much as they welcomed Catherine. When actually, it's not that at all. We saw Meghan's fake smile, her fake persona, and in the UK, we don't like that. If we sense at all, it's like sharks in water. We sniff blood, we're going for it. We don't like that.
The cat lady.
We have a neighbour who walks her cat. So,
Yeah.
And I don't know her name. Stefan can't remember her name.
I can, but it's.
Anyway, yeah.
She's a Swedish royalist, and she did not like Meghan Markle when she appeared in the British family at all.
Shocking.
I was like, but that's the British royalty.
How do you know about that?
She's like, no, but she's holding, she's watching all the royalties around.
Oh, yeah. Well, if she's a royalist, that kind of seems like something
Yeah.
she would do.
Yeah.
It's just so irritating.
Oh yeah.
Did you read any of the words?
Yes, I'm sure.
Did you believe when you signed those documents you were asking the court for dissolution of your marriage to Johnny Depp?
Yes.
Did you want to do that?
Yes.
Did you authorize your lawyers to do that?
Yes.
Okay. Did you believe on the day you filed those papers and signed those papers, you were seeking a domestic violence restraining order against Johnny Depp?
What was your question exactly?
Did you believe on Monday, May 23rd, that you were authorizing your lawyers to file and seek a domestic violence restraining order on that day, on that Monday?
I believe so, yes.
You wanted a domestic violence restraining order on that day?
Yes.
And that was the day before you were trying to talk to your husband, correct?
I wanted to tell him, yeah. It was the day before I was trying to tell him, or I tried to tell him probably that day as
You
well.
tried to tell him what?
23rd? No. Yeah, somewhere around this time I was trying to tell him, so he didn't find out about it in the worst way.
Did you believe that a restraining order against your husband, Johnny Depp, was going to be issued on Monday, May 23rd?
I'm going to object. Whatever understanding you developed, if it was from counsel, you cannot answer. It's privilege.
Then I cannot
Okay.
answer.
Hang on a fucking minute.
Restraining order against your husband, Johnny Depp, was going to be issued on Monday, May 23rd?
I'm going to object. Whatever understanding you developed, if it was from counsel, you cannot answer. It's privilege.
She would have known that.
Yeah.
The court would have told her.
Oh yeah.
Her lawyer wouldn't have told her. The court would have told her, no?
Yeah, it would.
It's the reason why she painted on a bruise on her cheek
Yeah.
and answered that she was basically in immediate danger.
Yeah.
It was an emergency DVTRO.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why it was ex parte. That he didn't even know. Johnny didn't even know it was happening
No.
until he was told about it. Most likely from Amber.
Yeah.
Like, she just looks dead inside. Fucking stupid bitch. See, this, I'm gonna actually... She's not a stupid bitch. She's a parasite.
Yeah.
She's a social leech. She basically latches onto people, sucks their energy, their emotional and mental energy,
Then
and then moves on
to the next one.
to the next pleb that has noticed her.
Yeah.
Because, let's say it this way, after the trial, she dropped Elaine and whoever, Nederhoff or whatever it was,
Yeah.
she dropped that lawyer firm
Yeah.
to do the appeal. It would not surprise me if she couldn't get anything else from them.
Yeah.
So she just dropped them because there's nothing else she could get from them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also, you know, her relationships are fake as shit, so... But yeah, she's a parasite. She's a social parasite.
Like I said before, she doesn't have friends. She has pawns.
She doesn't have friends. She has... Well, she has nothing.
Hmm.
Yeah. Pawns is actually a good way to describe it.
Yeah. It's only pawns. She doesn't have any friends. I mean, also, in fact, if this was to be true, you know, like I said, if it would be true, you had Rocky and all those people living next door to them all those years, and no one heard a single shit. No one got the idea of, hey, let's call the police. Hey, let's call these.
It's not even that. It's that, you know, sometimes you could be scared to call the police because it might cause more harm to the partner. However, Rocky had a set of she had the master keys.
Yeah.
So why didn't Rocky, I mean, I say Rocky because in the only time they've said that, that he was confronted by someone other than Amber was Rocky, and Rocky was engaged to Josh Drew, so I don't know what that tells you about his lack of chivalry and protectiveness of his partner, but whatever. Why didn't she go on the numerous times before? Why didn't she record any of the sounds she could hear?
Yeah. Nothing.
I mean, if Rocky was taking the pictures in the bathroom,
Yeah.
doubt, considering you can see Amber's arm taking the picture. If Rocky was taking the pictures, meaning she knows to gather evidence.
Yeah.
Meaning there would be audio evidence of Johnny beating the shit out of Amber.
Yeah.
From Rocky.
Which were none. So, yeah. Like I said, no.
No, there probably was audio evidence of Amber
beating Johnny.
Yep, exactly. Also, before we forget, this video is done by Incredibly Average. Go check out his channel. It's going to be linked in the description. So, let's continue.
Then I cannot.
Okay.
answer that.
On May 23rd, did you believe, after court was over, that a restraining order had been issued against your husband?
I'm just going to object on grounds of privilege. Whatever you came to understand, if it was from counsel, you cannot answer.
How?
Okay. So is it your testimony you were worried about his reaction to that?
Wait, vague and ambiguous, it's a different question also.
Did you just testify earlier, you said you were worried about something?
Yes.
What were you worried about, Ms. Heard?
As always, with potentially, I worried about the backlash of my filing. I worried about the backlash he could have. It could have.
Okay. But you'd already filed for the restraining order, correct?
At what time?
Monday, the 23rd.
So what's your question?
Had you already,
Wait,
had,
wait. Okay, it's apparently an inaccurate date.
did you believe on Monday you had filed the restraining order?
Anything that you came to learn from
Fuck's
counsel,
sake.
you can't answer is privilege.
Okay.
If she didn't know what she was filing, she only learned it through counsel, why the fuck would she go, hey, yeah, let's just go to a courthouse, considering she knows the only other time she's been in a courthouse was when she was arrested for killing her boyfriend in a car and arrested for beating Tasha Van Ree. Why would she voluntarily go to a courthouse unless it was something to benefit her? Make it make sense, plebiscin. I don't, what the fuck? Oh! It's so frustrating. It's aggravating. I hope Blair just asked, why did you go to the courthouse?
Yeah. She should
Were
ask
you
that.
driven there without knowing why you were going there?
We're going for a
Did
stroll.
you? Yeah. Was it just on your daily hike route?
Like, oh, look, we go in here. What's this? Oh, it's a courthouse.
She mistook it for a winery.
Yeah. I come in there. Yes, I want a large cup of coffee, please. And
Make it Irish. Thank you.
and I want some small cake here with no sugar because I'm on diet.
Right, so there might be questions as to why I'm getting so pissed off with it. Let's look at Amber's history. The only time she's ever been to a courthouse, we'll ignore the fact that she's been married twice before. But basically the only reason she would go to a courthouse was if she was with someone else, i.e. getting married, or because she was in trouble.
Yeah.
There's no other reason why she went to a courthouse.
No.
In her life. She hasn't done jury duty. She doesn't it doesn't serve her to go into a courthouse unless there's a legitimate purpose.
Yeah, yeah.
She's not one of these people that likes looking at maybe old architecture or knowing the history of the town. She doesn't give a shit because it doesn't involve her and it doesn't serve her. So there's no reason why she would go in there without knowing the reason why she's going there.
No, she definitely don't know anything of architecture. She's the kind of person that will be like you putting in a door in a fence. She will be assume it's a house.
So, wow, that roof is low. Skylight, is it? God.
And
What's this?
That's exhibit F, just introduced as us.
Ms. Heard?
I just want to get something in here because I'm allowed to.
No, you're not.
Blair, you said that you're not trying to trick her. If you're giving her the wrong dates, then you are trying to trick her. So let's just try to keep it all on the up and up. If you're inaccurate about something, apologize and clarify it so that we have a clear record here.
Ms. Heard, you just testified that you believed the papers you filed in court on Monday, the 23rd of May 2016, were seeking a domestic violence restraining order, correct?
I object. I think it misstates her testimony. The restraining order hearing was on May 27th.
That's not what she was asking.
No.
It's the paperwork.
Yeah.
Paperwork has nothing to do with hearing. If this idiot thinks that you file paperwork the same day that you have your hearing, good Lord, how is he a lawyer?
Well, Elaine was top 100. She did.
We don't talk about Elaine anymore.
No.
2023.
How? How?
In multiple states.
I mean, how? What? After what I read, how?
It was Elaine just putting all the votes in.
Non-responsive testimony by the attorneys in the room. Move to strike. I am very clear, Ms. Heard, that I heard you say that you believed you had sought a restraining order on Monday, May 23rd. Is that incorrect? Do you want to change that testimony?
I don't understand what you're asking.
Okay. As you have heard, that I heard you say that you believe
Her face.
you had sought a restraining order on Monday, May 23rd. Is that incorrect? Do you want to change that testimony?
I don't understand what you're asking.
Okay.
She has this like, it's like when you see, I've only sort of experienced it at work, like this little tiny smile before someone basically either jobs you in it or lies to your face.
Yeah.
My former manager used to do it all the time, even when I had people that were involved in the conversation with us saying the complete opposite of what she's saying. No, I don't remember that. No, just point blank, and she'd do a smile, and she'd get really pissed off if I did it back.
Yeah.
Because she knew why I was doing it, and I knew why she was doing it, and it pissed her off.
Yeah.
And like, I would, in all honesty, I would just love to see Blair's face just start smiling back at Amber whenever she asks a question. Like, isn't it true, Miss Heard, that you cut your husband's finger off, Steph?
Yeah.
Like, just sickly sweet smile. Just, we both know the answer to this, but I'm waiting for you to lie. Please do.
Okay. As you were communicating repeatedly with Mr. Depp on May 24th, 2016, did you believe at that time that there was already a restraining order?
I don't remember when the exact date of the restraining order was filed. Do you?
I'm not asking you that, Ms. Heard. I'm
Oh.
asking when you were communicating with your husband, did you believe at the time you were communicating with him on May 24th that a restraining order had already been obtained?
I don't remember.
Okay.
Bullshit. You would have remembered.
Yeah. She clearly remembers that.
Yeah. I mean, I've put in a comment. It's basically every time she says she doesn't remember, she does know. She knows the answer. She knows that
Yeah.
it wouldn't help her. That's why she's saying, I don't remember. Because what can they do with that?
Yeah.
If she says no, and then they have proof to show otherwise, it gives her an out. I think it's called a qualifier. It basically, I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah.
According to my memory.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, people can be wrong, and that's fine. But she knows that she did.
Yeah.
It would not surprise me if she was trying to meet with Johnny to get him arrested.
Yeah.
Because you can beat the court, but you can't beat the ride.
No.
That's what I reckon she was trying to do. She wanted to destroy him.
Oh, yeah.
It's very evident. She wanted to destroy him. She wanted to ruin his life. She wanted him to regret ever meeting her.
Yeah.
That's what she wanted.
You testified earlier when you reviewed respondents F. Do you recall reviewing
Is
those
this-
papers in
is this
detail?
F?
Yes.
Wait, F is this.
Yes. Do you remember reviewing those documents?
I do.
Okay. Could you point to me anywhere in those documents which you signed where you were seeking a restraining order?
Argumentative.
That was argumentative.
What does that mean?
She'd like you to look at the documents.
Oh,
And she'd like you to look for references to a request for a restraining order, so take your time and review the documents.
Okay.
The divorce petition.
For the
So-
record, she's looking at Exhibit F, which is the summons and the petition for dissolution.
Not domestic violence.
Oh, this has this. It's
It's
confusing
an
to me.
argumentative, harassing, and confusing question,
I don't know
and
what
she's
she
doing
means.
exactly what she told you she wasn't going to do, which is to trick you.
Why is he still arguing on her behalf? He's not arguing, he's testifying for her. Also, I think it's great that Blair's just not saying anything.
Yeah.
It really goes to show, even through this, right? And granted, he didn't get the best deal.
No.
he had to sign a statement saying that nothing they said was untrue, which was, for some reason, the most important to Amber. I don't know why. But it was most important to Amber that they did that statement. And obviously he paid her basically fuck off and leave me alone money. And there was most likely other documents that they signed, which was she was not to mention anything outside of, well, she wasn't meant to basically try and make financial gain off anything that happened in the relationship. Basically a NDA of sorts. I can only assume that that's what it was. Like, his lawyers that he's had both times during this proceeding and the defamation case, they seem... It's to me, it's kind of interesting because they seem a lot like Johnny.
Yeah.
How they hold themselves. They're very composed. Some could say unemotional.
Yeah.
But they're not. They're very compassionate. They want to do right for their client.
Yeah.
Whereas Amber's lawyers are just angry. Both times angry, argumentative, some could argue incompetent.
Plebs.
Yes. Big plebs.
So you're asking me to point out in here if there's any sort of reference to a restraining order, is that correct? I'm sorry, I'm just trying to understand.
Yes. Did you believe when you signed that document that the document you were signing was intended to secure a restraining order against your husband?
Let me just object. It's harassing, it's argumentative, and the documents speak for themselves, and it calls for a legal conclusion as to what the documents were seeking.
Would you answer my question?
As I said before, T, that was a very, very traumatic time and a very traumatic day. I believe by looking at the date, where is the date on this? I believe that this was right after I had cell phone smashed into my face and was beat up, and then had the cops enter my home, 2 sets of them, and then had engaged in a few days worth of a concentrated media attack against my character. So I was dealing with a lot. It was a very stressful time. Not to mention I had come to the conclusion I could no longer stay married to the monster, even though there was also the good part of him deep down. Not even deep, part of him there. So coming to all those conclusions while having the public aimed at you and realizing you're in the middle of the early stages of a smear campaign, it makes things very stressful, especially when you have...
Why would you smile at that?
The early stages of a smear campaign.
Why would you smile at that?
It's because she is on the stage on the smear campaign.
Yeah.
That's why she's smiling.
Also, she does this weird... It's so... How to put it? Her facial expression to me, I get the impression she wants Johnny's lawyers to believe her.
Yeah.
It's like when, I don't know if you've watched, like, true crime, when the suspect puts their palms up.
Yeah.
It's a sign of, and you know, they could also lean in. I mean, she's doing that a lot. They want you to believe them.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know what it's called, but it's so, I don't believe this face.
No.
It makes things very stressful, especially when you have to go and file publicly something that is extremely embarrassing and private. And you deal with a lot in those moments. So I don't remember exactly what I took from seeing these in that moment of seeing these and signing these.
Okay.
Non-responsive.
And I just want to know the
Yeah.
truth,
Damn it.
Ms. Hurd. When you said to Mr. Judge, I'm desperately trying to reach Johnny, did you believe that you had already requested a restraining order?
I don't remember if at that time I knew I had a restraining order or not. I don't remember the exact sequence of exact timing of the sequence of events. I'm sorry.
Okay.
It was a very stressful time.
And when you were speaking with Johnny on the phone, on May 24th, did you believe you had already gotten a restraining order?
Wait, stop. I believe that misstates prior testimony that assumes facts not in evidence.
I apologize. When you were attempting to reach Johnny on the phone on May 24th, did you believe that you had already gotten a restraining order?
I can't remember the exact sequence of events when certain filings happened. I can't remember the what came first or when they happened.
Well, let's look at it this way. At the time of the text, was it during court hours, i.e. like 8 to 5? If it wasn't, then one could have assumed.
Yeah.
Like, I was just... She makes pulling teeth look like an enjoyable activity. Just put me in a pit with a bunch of spiders. It'll be entertaining to watch.
Yeah.
Just, oh God.
It was the most stressful time of my life.
Okay. Is it true, Ms. Heard, that on May 25th at 4:33, you sent Mr. Depp a text saying, quote, just confirm that cover letter is completely private and has nothing to do with any public record, and only included the domestic violence restraining order stuff because I called the lawyer when the cops were here and I didn't know what to or why that happened and was scared, but that letter is private. And unless you file as well, which I guess opens up to the press possibly catching it, as they have seemingly missed this one, at least for right now, then it can be revoked any time. If you file separately as well, it's the same thing as far as being revoked is concerned, but both requires both our signatures, and is a new filed public document for the records. At least that's my understanding of it. Oh, and I confirmed with my lawyer the quickly part, etc., you mentioned in letter between our lawyers, including the deadline for response from them, wasn't something I said, asked for, or even noticed. And it's not mandatory at all. We can take as long or quick as we want and do this or undo this if we want, as we see fit. You and I have the control and love each other. I thought you filed. You said you were going to and said goodbye. I'm sorry if I've hurt you. I have nothing but love for you.
Assumes facts not in evidence, and the
May I
best
finish my
evidence
question?
rule. I thought that was your question. You paused.
Did you send that text?
Assumes facts not in evidence, best evidence rule. The document's not in front of you, you're not looking at it.
Right. May I
Again,
see
it's
it?
trickery that she said she was not going to play today. Is there a reason you're not letting her see the words on the page that you're reading from?
Do you recognize what I just read to you?
Vaguely.
Okay. May I show you what will be marked as
G.
Exhibit G?
Take your time.
Would you please review that text for me?
Sure.
Stupid bitch. So hang on, she said that she called her lawyer.
Mark these so that if we need to go back, we know what we're dealing with here, because it's going to be hard for me to find them.
I don't know, look for Exhibit G, dickhead. But she said that she called a lawyer whilst the cops were there. That's not what happened.
No.
Look at that face.
Yeah.
She's never looked more beautiful. Stunning. Remember, she's been married 3 times. Granted, she's beat every single one of them up.
Oh, yeah.
But, you know, she got them down the aisle. Where is it? Where even is it? Didn't she say in yesterday's video that she was the one that... No. Yeah, that she showed the officer around.
Yeah, she did.
But she didn't. Josh did.
Yeah, Josh was the one that did. Also, you could see that in the video.
No. The first set.
Oh, the first one, yeah. Yeah, Josh, yeah.
Yeah, but didn't she say that she showed them round?
Yeah, she
in
did.
yesterday's video.
Yeah, she did.
I didn't catch it yesterday, so I'm not going to write it down. It's why I've paused it. I don't particularly care that it's on this face, but I want to see, because I'm sure she said that she called her lawyer after the cops came, after the first set. Because she called her publicist. So this is... She says in this video that she called her publicist that night and told her about JD being abusive.
Mm.
But I'm so certain she said about her... She called her lawyer. I'm gonna search for it.
I'm pretty sure she said she called the lawyer.
But I'm wondering if I'm getting it confused with lawyer or publicist, because she did say publicist. That she
Yeah.
called her publicist afterwards, after the first set. Because according to her, she had no idea that the second set was coming.
Yeah.
Which sounds like shit, because don't you have to... In those sorts of buildings, you have to call them up.
Yeah.
So they would have known that they were coming.
Yeah.
So it's bullshit anyway.
Blair, what was your question?
Did you send the text that I just read on the record on May 25th, 2016 to your husband, Johnny Depp?
Is the question, did she send Exhibit G or did she send all the words that you read?
Did you understand my question?
It's trickery.
Yeah.
She read
Can
to
you
you
clarify?
like 4 pages.
Stop
that you weren't
testifying for
looking at.
her!
And now she's putting in front of you a document asking if you sent the words that she never showed you.
Exactly.
Object.
No, she did show you it. It's the thing you've got in your fucking hands, you pleb. Oh!
Counsel is testifying
Angry.
and continuing speaking objections.
I
Would you
do
like?
see-
Objection, trickery.
I do see on here.
I'm so, what law is that? No, yes, there's an entire section of legal trickery.
Yeah.
On Halloween, they have a great time. There's just so many costumes of lawyers. Jesus.
I didn't hear you say it. I'm sure you. I mean, I hope you did. But I specify here in my statement to Johnny. I say.
He's gonna get himself fired.
I didn't know what to do or why that happened and was scared. And I don't remember, I mean, maybe I missed that.
Ms.
So,
Heard, is every word in Exhibit G, Respondents G, in the text described as coming from you, words that you communicated to your husband, Johnny Depp,
Take your time
on
to
May
review.
25th, 2016?
Take as long as you need.
Shut
It's a long
up!
text.
Shut up!
I wonder if he's from lawyer school.
Well, clearly he doesn't know how to dress, considering his jacket doesn't fucking fit him.
Oh, just like
Rotten ball.
yeah.
Unbeknownst to us, it is Ron Bourne.
Yeah.
Good job it's not Nederhoff. He would have objected to his own fucking question.
Yeah.
You've just read it. Also, why? What? Who reads like that? Get some glasses on. Oh God, I just want to punch her. Like, I'm not normally this aggressive. Unless I'm really frustrated.
Yep.
This one, the sarcasm comes out. If you've known anyone who's British, or you've seen anyone that's British, you know when they're getting pissed off.
Am I missing?
Shut up, Amber, I'm talking. You know when they're getting pissed off because the sarcasm comes out. They get really petty. Like, if you lie to them, they're like a dog with a fucking bone. Like, just the sarcasm, and it just makes them sound more British.
Yeah.
And just know, like, I'm not a violent person. I'm kind of like, I'm like a chihuahua. My bark is worse than my bite. Unless you've been bitten by a chihuahua, then it fucking hurts your ankles. However, I don't bite.
Yeah.
Much. Isn't that right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Unbeknownst to everyone, there's you just like, yes, dear, please don't bite me.
Yep.
What?
No, just kidding.
Unbelievable. I can't believe you've done this.
Page at the end. It just looks like it's cut off. I have it stops it and do this or undo this, but it's cut off. So I.
Oh, I'm
assume-
sorry, did I not?
I don't. Maybe you didn't mean. I mean, maybe you accidentally left a page out. Because this text message is cut off, and so
Undo, your last page is undo this.
Yeah, but it's clearly cut off.
There's not, the last page you have doesn't say from you called you back?
No.
Okay,
This-
I'm
this
sorry.
says undo
If I
this.
may augment the record, the complete exhibit has an additional page and
What?
continue.
What, is she, are you her handler? What is this?
Jesus Christ! What did she do so making him like a dog in a mood?
You have to remember, he works for very long hours, producing very little work and charging exorbitant amounts of money. And I'm not saying all lawyers are like that, but the ones that Amber picks when she's not paying for it seem to do that because they're shit. I wonder if she accidentally picked him up at a daycare centre. She picked up one of the attendants. Because he seems to be a handler.
Oh yeah.
Surprised she doesn't have a fucking publicist in there.
Probably
An
have.
additional page.
Like, what is
And
this?
continuing after
What
undo
is this?
Up until undo this, were those words that you communicated to Johnny Depp?
Just take your time. You can review the whole thing if you want.
She
It's-
did!
Well, it's cut off between page 1 and 2, I believe. It says, when the cops, because I called the lawyer when the cops were called, when the cops were here, and I didn't know what to do or why. That.
I think you'll notice that you're.
I'm missing a page. I'm sorry, I think I'm missing a page. It goes from I didn't know what to do or why, didn't know what to do. Oh, it just overlaps.
Why that happened.
And so this would be this, and why that happened, and was scared. Oh, so it does. So it says I didn't know what to
Jesus.
do or why that happened. It goes here, happened, and I was scared.
Okay. So there wasn't a missing page. You've sorted it out.
It's just that they there's some
did she
overlap.
become?
No, they did that, and a lot of people do this when if they're cutting something over, if they're bringing something over, it's like if you were cutting this in half, you would have a slight overlap so you could line it up perfectly.
Yeah.
Right? With text, it's so basically there can be no argument, like she's just trying to make that, oh, there's stuff missing.
Yeah.
To get it thrown out. That's why it's there. So you can shut the fuck up, read the last fucking page that you got pissy about, and then answer the fucking question. Although, let's not forget, she already said that she didn't remember sending it.
Yeah.
But she does remember what was in there.
Oh, yeah.
Her memory is something else. It's impressive. You know,
yeah.
maybe she should be hunted down like a gazelle and tested. I don't know.
Yeah.
So angry.
Is it true you sent
But there
those-
was a missing page at the
Shut
end.
up!
And now you have that, yes?
Yeah, and I'll
And
read
are
it.
those words used?
I haven't read it yet.
Sure. Why don't we take a break? We have a
Great.
media break. According to the reporter, we can take a brief recess while you put in new media. Is that okay?
Okay.
Thank you,
Yes.
Ms. Hurd.
This marks the end of media number 1 in the video deposition of Amber Depp. The
Amber Death. Murder, she wrote. She's literally, I really do think she is a sociopath or something. There's something mentally really wrong with her.
Oh, it
And
is.
like, and that's not to go anyone with a mental illness, there's something really wrong with them. Like, mental illness can be a massive range, and a lot of the thing with mental illness as well is that you can hide it. People mask it very well for very, very long. Sometimes even from themselves, right?
Yeah.
For example, depression.
Yeah.
I remember growing up, basically it was common knowledge that girls couldn't get autism or
yeah.
ADHD or ADD. That was a boy thing. And I remember it being referred to as the naughty boy disease.
Oh, yeah.
The naughty boy problem. They don't have a mental illness, they're just naughty boys.
Yeah.
That's what I remember it being. But like there's something really, really just nefarious about her. It's like I feel like it's my primal instincts, like my spidey senses are tingling, and I just want to beat the shit out of her.
Yeah.
Because like I feel threatened, but she's not talking to me. I'm watching the video.
Yeah.
But I feel like I'm being threatened. Like, my existence is being questioned, and I don't like it. I don't know how to put it. Do you know what I mean, though?
Yeah, I think I know.
But it could also be that I'm so frustrated with listening to her and seeing her, like, fucking just... her ugly-ass face. Like, what is this? She's 30. How deep are these fucking wrinkles? And I have wrinkles, but quite frankly, this is like this is like a valley. Like, what is that? She gets Botox done and fillers. How does she have that? I've never known someone to have wrinkles on their face and yet still look dead inside. That is a fucking achievement.
Oh, yeah.
There's something else.
Terminator.
She hasn't wound it back behind her ears yet.
Yeah, exactly.
She forgot. There's too much alcohol. She's lost the elasticity in her skin.
Yeah. I still think by my theory of her being a Terminator is true.
Now, because if that was true, she'd look the same age.
Yeah, but she's a failed person.
They're just like, we'll see how she works on this planet.
Yeah.
I don't... She needs to just fuck off and just...
I'm more surprised over how the hell did she manage to get into into acting.
She most likely, you have to remember, before she was an actress, she was a stripper and a honeypot. So honeypots basically blackmail men, high-profile men, for money and other stuff. Because she was doing really small pieces that don't give you much money, if anything, right? And she didn't have another job. She claimed that she didn't have another job. So she was only getting these really small amounts of money. How was she living in Orange? In an apartment, an entire floor of a building in Orange.
With small roles. Nah, you don't do that.
Exactly. You don't. The only way you can afford that is if you're being given money. In fact, I haven't seen this confirmed, but I'm more likely to believe it. She actually met Elon through one of these places.
Oh.
That's how she met him in the first place. He wasn't big or important back then, so she paid no fucking attention to him. But yeah, she used to blackmail high-profile men for shit.
Oh yeah.
She was a stripper as well, and it wouldn't surprise me if that she blackmailed a guy, like maybe a producer, casting director, whatever. She blackmailed one of them.
Yeah.
Into giving her a role. It would not surprise me. Because she can't act. It would be like me trying to go up on fucking Broadway. Like, what the fuck? I can act better than Amber, but no way. No.
No.
Like, she considers a good actor as someone who who knows their fucking lines. Like, okay, all right, that's the basics.
Yeah.
Like, she wanted the celebrity life without being a celebrity.
Oh yeah.
She wanted to do what Kim Kardashian did, but wasn't willing to put in any of the work for it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
That's essentially what it was. She wanted to marry rich and basically still fuck around.
Oh yeah.
She married rich, and you have to also remember, there's a high chance that she would have known around the time of the cabinet video that Johnny had found out that he was in financial ruin.
Oh yeah.
And he owed millions to IRS.
Yeah, yeah.
His finance manager.
He was scheming money away.
Hundreds of millions.
Yeah. And
wasn't paying Johnny's taxes like he was meant to do.
No.
And basically, like, she found that out around that time as well.
Yeah.
And I wonder if, because I just get the impression that Johnny and Amber couldn't talk about deep stuff. Because she'd flip her shit because she'd see it as a personal attack.
Oh yeah.
So Johnny just never told her.
Yeah.
And, whereas, like, you know, like how we communicate more than anything, because there was a time where we didn't, and we nearly broke up because of it.
Yeah, yeah.
And it was only because we both recognised, hey, we've not, like, you're feeling like this, why didn't you tell me? I'm feeling like this, I'm sorry I didn't tell you.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, and we worked through that, and it, communication is key. Honest to God, it's key.
Oh, yeah.
But it seems like it's very clear that they didn't have communication skills. They didn't communicate at all.
But she also one that is addicted to fights, because she wanted to fight.
Well, some people have that mentality.
Yeah.
But you have to look at it as well, what she grew up with. She grew up with abusive, drug-addled parents that were alcoholics. She grew up in a very toxic, negative surrounding. And, I mean, you could go many different ways.
Yeah.
And Amber seemed to have basically gone with the flow and joined in with the fight. And it's just all she knows, because that's what she grew up with. grew up in. It's all she knows.
Yeah.
So when someone tries to have a conversation with her, she sees it as they're trying to fight her.
Yeah.
Because that's all her parents never taught. They just fought. They just screamed, shout, threw punches at each other. That's all they did.
Yeah.
And like, granted, I don't think she's a common result from being in that type of situation. I think, you know, many people, they've grown up in toxic situations that weren't healthy at all for childhood development.
Mm.
And I mean, you basically you either recognize what's going wrong and you sort of, you know, you find ways to either just bury it or you just deal with it and you get on with life. And it's constantly learning. Like, you have to constantly remind yourself, not everyone's arguing with you, not everyone is out to get you. But she's not learnt that because she went from an abusive household to where she then also, she started off her adult life in a downward trajectory because she killed her boyfriend in a car accident.
Yeah.
Because she was a minor at the time. The court documents were sealed.
Yeah.
And then she done her community service. And then she moved basically out to LA.
Yeah.
To try and restart, but she went into stripping because there was, you know, if you need money quick and everything's expensive.
Oh yeah.
But, you know, I think I also heard that she was an escort as well. She's part of escort service crap.
Huh.
I mean, one more step and she would have done the full blown shit.
Oh yeah.
But yeah. She hasn't learned anything. She's still not learned anything. And I think it's more because she has mental health issues that she is masking beyond the point of basically a psychiatrist actually being able to help her appropriately.
Yeah.
Because if they do say anything, she just switches. Like, for example, Dr. Curry.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dr. Curry, one, was not diagnosing her, but it seemed like Amber really hated the fact that Dr. Curry was able to see through her masking.
Yeah.
And her feigning. She was able to see right through it.
Yeah.
And Amber didn't like that because no one, she's been able to fool everyone. And she couldn't fool Dr. Curry.
No.
And then I think it was, the next day or something, Amber had the exact same hairstyle as Dr. Curry.
Oh yeah.
She was doing that
Mimic.
well, chameleon stuff.
Mm. Well, no. Turd herder.
Turd herder and our handler, Mr. Plip,
Yes.
who cannot find a well-fitting jacket.
No.
He could have taken the jacket off.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Could have.
Yeah.
Didn't want to. It's probably because they're wearing the same size shirt. She stole his shirt. He's just wearing the cuffs.
Yeah.
Yeah, so tomorrow is going to be the start of volume 2. So I would assume after their break.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah. Like I said earlier on, these videos, they're from Incredibly Average, as you can see. He's got his watermark on here. So yeah, if you want to go check out his channel, you know, more than happy to do so. He's got lots of videos on there as well. Not just Amber Heard, I don't think. I think there's a lot of different ones.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Have a great time with whatever you do. Hopefully we'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stay hydrated. Wear sunscreen.
Do not trust the seagulls. Do not. Do not.
Why's that?
Because seagulls are the worst.
For Amber was the worst.
Yeah. The seagulls flees when they see Amber,
It's just a seagull
but do not trust them.
a seagull with like shitty bleach blonde hair trying to attack a woman that's got a bottle of wine in her bag. That's the herd. That's the new form of seagull called herd. They emigrated over from LA. Anyway, bye guys.
Bye bye.